We're all set to get going for Formula 2.
Previously in FIA Formula 2, we went racing for the sprint race on Grand Prix Saturday. The crowd were all out there watching as the drivers set off for the race. Dunn and Maney had contact. He starts on the front row today, and it was second contact for Dunn as Sammy Megatunif ran into the side, not what the Irish fans wanted to see. Gertha had a spin, and there was technical problems as well coming into play for Esterston, but it was Leonardo Fornaroli who emerged victorious.
Welcome to the feature race for round 11 of the FIA Formula 2 Championship in 2025. It is time for the feature race around the Temple of Speed, and this circuit oozes history. We've been coming here ever since the Formula 3000 days as a support class to Formula 1. Over the name changes, one thing has always remained the same. This used to be the final race of the season. Now it's just a footnote in a championship battle that is blowing up at all rounds. It's 11 turns and 3.6 miles, 2 DRS zones in total, elevation changes 12.5 meters. As well, it is a fantastic, flowing, hardcore circuit where today we have the soft and the super soft tyre compound. It's got a step softer than last year, which used the super soft and the medium, so we're going to be in for a very interesting race strategy today where downforce is low, brake wear is high, so is fuel consumption, but tyre usage is at a medium level. Well, what a race we've got gearing up for today. Alongside me in the commentary box is Omi as we have a slightly delayed start to today's proceedings due to track cleanup. Not really surprised, Omi, because the Formula 3 final race of the year we just had, everything was blowing up everywhere and the track was completely awash with gravel.
Absolutely, gravel absolutely everywhere was exactly the scenario we found ourselves in as well in that Formula 3 race. It means that the track is quite messy. It means that if these drivers were to go out there racing, we could see exactly what we saw in Formula 3 with some spins as well being caused by the gravel. That is not what we want. This is the race 1 year ago, which of course Gabriel Bortoleto did a last to fast in. So it has been chaotic, it has been wild over the years for Formula 2 at Monza, and now we are getting ready for what should be hopefully more of the same. And as title contenders had issues in qualifying, one who emerged was Luke Browning as he took pole position for this Formula 2 feature race, and Miney, who said that he found his mojo back after the Friday qualifying. Unfortunately, that mojo may have been a bit broken after yesterday's race and contact with Dunn, but let's see whether we can fight back.
Let's take a look at the starting grid then for the feature race. 22 cars in offer, and starting from the back of the field, Max Esterson lines up in 22nd position. Alongside him is Sebastian Montoya in 21st. Emil Cordial lines up 20th alongside Clan Shields in 19th. Rito Miata has 18th position alongside John Bennett, who goes in for 17th. Rafael Villagomez is 16th. Gabriel Mini lines up 15th on the grid as well. That's going to be an interesting run towards turn number 1, as Mini is always a fast starter. 14th on the grid comes out for Richard Verschoor alongside Jose Moriamati in 13th. 12th on the grid comes in with Sammy Megatunif. Victor Martins rounds out in 11th. Top 10 time, Jack Crawford lines up then alongside Dino Bogdanovic, 10th and 9th. 8th on the field, that comes in as well with Leonardo Fornaroli alongside Joshua Durskin starting in 7th. Arvid Lindblad starts 6th with Alexander Dunn starting in P5. Ollie Goethe starts 4th alongside Roman Stanak in P3. And the front row of the grid is Kush Miney, who got taken out of the race yesterday. He's alongside Luke Browning, who has pole position. Championship battle's going to be interesting in this one as well, especially with the delayed start we now have. Down towards the first corner is going to be quite entertaining.
It's going to be quite entertaining indeed as well as they continue to build up. It gives the drivers a little bit of extra time, and it's a bit of an extra hurdle thrown in there. It's not what the drivers want, and it can definitely mess with their schedules and mess with the routine. There's always a routine where there's 5 minutes before a race, 10 minutes before a race. They would do all of this stuff, and they'd all be used to this type of schedule. But then you kind of need to regroup and go again. You may need to sit in that car for a bit longer. You may need to basically wait a bit extra. So there's quite a lot of scenarios that can happen for these races, and the drivers have to react to it. But yeah, that's how it's absolutely like when it comes to Formula One. Even there will be weird things that'll happen. There will be delayed starts. There will be weather that causes issues. So anything's possible.
Formation Light will start in 4 minutes time. So let's hand over to our World Feed colleagues.
Purchase off the line, and then after the early laps you'll have to relinquish that super soft tyre in this case, or you can run the alternative strategy. That's the harder tyre first. That gives you a few more strategic options, and the magic golden ticket for those drivers is if they get a safety car right in their pit window at the end of the race. They can stick the softer tyre on then and go hunting in the final lap. So that really the group of options that the drivers have.
Yeah, Colton Herta fans, welcome to you. Essentially what we're going to have is the pit lane opening after 6 laps. Full Grand Prix points available in this one, but once we get past those 6 laps, Alex, then they can come into the pits and start to change tyres for the compulsory pit stop. The red tyres are the soft tyres, the purple tyres are the super soft tyres. We're going to see drivers towards the front use that super soft tyre, and then the drivers at the back use that red soft tyre and go later in the race.
Not a high degradation racetrack in general, Monza, mainly because there are not a lot of corners, but it's also not particularly high energy in the circuit surface, although it was resurfaced last year. Teams and drivers not suffering with the graining. That's the tearing of the rubber of the front tyres that they did in the first year of that resurfacing. Now the circuit has rubbered in ever so slightly. Seems to be performing better. Indeed, yesterday in the sprint race, 21 laps, looked to be no problem, did it, for the soft compound tyre. So Monza, more about that wheel-to-wheel racing, getting the car positioned nicely in order to make sure you end up first on the only lap that matters in a race at Monza, and that's the last one as they cross the checkered flag.
Because Gabriel Bortoleto went from last to first here, and if you didn't see Formula 3, we almost had a driver go from last to first there as well. Definitely worth watching. Okay, 2.5 minutes to go before we get going. We've got a bit of a delayed start to this race. Just want to go through some of the penalties we had in the race yesterday, Alex, because people would have seen those coming in. We had one for Dino Beganovic, which we talked about during the race, but then one came in for Alex Dunn as well post-race.
Yes, for the forcing off track of Kush Miney, which happened in the early laps. In the Curva Grande, Sami Megatunev also taking a penalty for his contact in turn with Alex Dunn. So that penalty not served during the race for Sami Megatunev. That'll be converted into a 3-pace grid penalty, seeing Megatunev start 12th for this race. So those are penalties after yesterday's shorter sprint race.
And that means Dunn is now on 10 penalty points on his licence as well. So something he has to be aware of. Maximum you can go to is 12.
Indeed, before you get a race ban. And that would be disastrous for Dunn's season at this stage. 5th in the championship, Alex Dunn still very much in the hunt, and now in a position where he really has to manage that, I guess. Moving through the rest of the season, still a lot of racing to go in Formula 2. We'll go to Baku, Qatar and Abu Dhabi after we finish this feature race in Monza. So noses needing to be kept clean in order to prevent any kind of ban in those later races. But that is not what he's going to be thinking about right now. He's going to try and put that out of his mind and go racing in the way that that we know he can. Trying to keep the nose clean and move forward, as we've seen him do in the past. Jumping on board with him. 5th place start for Alex Dunn for this one.
Yep, he'll be looking to move forward and go after race wins, which he's got already this season. He was out in FP1 with McLaren earlier this weekend, rated very highly by McLaren. Okay, we are just 1 second away from green light. There it is, and now we'll go on to the formation lap.
Yep, away they go then on the grid, Omi, and like yesterday, it looks like everyone is getting away cleanly off the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. That will be the hope for all of them as they make their way through and try and leave the line. Montoya slightly slow away, but we'll get out there critically. And yes, it looks like we have actually got everyone off the line as well. So no slow issues, no issues like we saw yesterday. Everyone has made it work. They've made it through, and that is the most important thing as they set off for the formation lap.
30 laps ahead of us for this one, and let's hear from our pole sitter.
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously the first pole in F2. Equally, it's probably the least important one. Yeah, no, I'm not under the illusion of anything and taking and looking too far ahead. It's not easy around here, the race, the DEG, so, and the points aren't made today, although I do have 2. So, yeah, the main thing is going to be for Saturday and Sunday, how do I approach the race, how do we do the DEG, how do we manage the strategy? Yeah, but I'm confident, we're looking in a good place.
They do indeed look in a good place, as we said. Browning trying to fight back. So Esterson and Mooney, after being out of the race yesterday, now back in with good contentions today. It'll be the run down to the first corner. That is going to be the big talking point. And Browning really holding up Kushmini, who's going to be on the inside line down to turn 1. Dams have had an interesting weekend so far. Nicholas Lacorte grounding to a halt at the end of the Formula 3 race just a few moments ago. What do you reckon we're going to see here today, Omi, in Formula 2? Are we going to see a wild feature race, or is it going to be crash bang wallop? And again, you get to call the end.
Yes, absolutely, and this delay hasn't helped you as well. This extra 5-minute delay that we've had. Yeah, I do expect for it to be quite exactly what you described it. In terms of tyres, everyone on the super soft, so I mean, not what we usually see. Not what we usually see. You usually see a bit of a split. Everyone going for the exact same direction when it comes to the strategy as well, as they get themselves into position on this Formula 2 grid. Nervy moments for Luke Browning. He mentioned in that interview a few moments ago that while it's good to have the 2 points of pole, while it is good to take his first pole, it is not the most important thing around here, as last year, 1 year ago in the feature race, our pole sitter Paul Aaron was spun around down at the first turn. Let's see what will happen in 2025 as the cars line themselves up in position.
Well, the good thing here, Omi, is that when this race starts, it should be an hour in distance unless you get a red flag. So I should be able to move over to MotoGP for the Moto3 race just after the checkered flag falls
Might be
here.
okay.
Yeah, so it just might be okay. We'll see how we go with it. But either way, stand by for action. We are about to get underway for the F2 feature race. Here come the green flag, and the lights will activate. Rebecca Lee will press the red button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause, go! And Monza better get away this time, actually, coming from the back of Roman Stanek and Ollie Goethe. Again, Kushmini's going to get swamped at the start, coming back through on the outside. Look at Alexander down on the grass. Back into second position goes Roman Stanek. He's under attack there on the outside, though, from Ollie Goethe. Goethe with the inside line should be able to have the traction, but Luke Browning has whopped away in the distance. He leads by a whopping 7/10 of a second. Now it's 1.2, still side by side. Joshua Dunskin trying to go through on the inside line of Roman Stanek down to the braking zone. Trying to come back up the inside line is Arvid Lindblad. A terrific start, Omi, as we get down. Contact! Dunskin's lost part of his front wing.
Absolutely, absolute chaos then at the race start. They've all luckily though made it through and are still pointing in the right direction, unlike 1 year ago. Meanwhile, Jack Crawford just around the outside and trying to fight his way through up against the championship leader, and they're side by side, the two title contenders as well. Remember, Jack Crawford coming into this round second place in the championship, and he's trying to fight all right now with Fornaroli on this opening lap.
Down we come then once more into Ascari. Little bit of a lock-up I heard from Luke Browning there as well. He's made the corner okay. Now we switch back as well. Take a look at Leonardo Fornaroli. He was dropped down into 10th position. Jack Crawford right behind him, trying to get a little bit of traction as they come into the Parabolica. And that is Leonardo Fornaroli, the championship leader, completely on his own in the middle of the circuit as Crawford tries to go around the outside.
Yep, Crawford dropped down to third in the championship after yesterday's race. Vershaw got himself promoted with those extra points that he was able to grab. Okay, let's see who's going to try and make the moves as they come over the line, and it is still Fornaroli looking in the mirrors and Jack Crawford trying to attack. Not the only one, mighty late on the brakes.
Late on the brakes, he's locked up. Will he just keep the inside line? Yes, he does, but Lindblad doesn't. Lindblad again forces Miney off into the gravel. That's 2 days running now for Kush Miney. He's ended in the kitty litter, and now that's going to be so close to contact as Victor Martins trying to find a way through with Arvid Lindblad, and coming around the outside, Jose Maria Martin kicks up all the dust down in towards the Dalla Roccia chicane. He backs out of it, but Lindblad's got half a front wing and just can barely hold on as there through goes Lindblad. Lindblad's on the inside, Martin's in there too, trying to defend harder. Martin cannot get through on Lindblad. He can't even get through on Martins, who tries to send him around the outside. He now goes into the gravel, and through this time does go Martin, and Fornaroli nearly taking off his front wing. Fabulous start, and now Fornaroli's got the DRS on the run down towards Ascari. He pulls to the outside line. Surely that's not going to be an overtaking opportunity as well, but Leonardo Fornaroli is bold and brave. Can he do a beautiful maneuver? No, and he's lost part of his front wing. It's all action in the Formula 2 feature.
Championship leader with big trouble then as he's lost that piece of the end plate, as you mentioned. I was quite surprised that he was even able to stay ahead of Crawford. He's had a really struggling start, and it is going to go from bad to worse as he's going to be in trouble. Meanwhile, Vershaw, second place in the championship, side by side with Gabriele Mini at the corner where he lost the F3 championship 1 year ago. He's gaining a place, and he's taking P12.
Mini goes through, but now look at Vershaw trying to close back in. He'll pull to the inside line, down towards turn number 1. Browning still leads from Goethe, Stanak, Durskin, Dunn, Lindblad, Marty. Fornaroli gets ahead of Martins. Crawford and Bogdanovic still under pressure as Fornaroli trying to throw on the inside line as well. But I think Martins stays out ahead. Yes, Martin stays ahead of Fornaroli. Now he's on the back of him. It's hard to tell, but the cameras keep swapping positions. Fornaroli's trying to go out the outside. Martins just opens the door through the Curve de Grande to shut it as they come down to the braking zone now for the Dalla Roccia chicane, and straight off the track does go Fornaroli because he got forced off with no room given.
Oh, this has absolutely been crazy between Fornaroli and nearly everyone around him, because that's how this race has been going at the moment as well. Maney and Dunn, we've had a turn 1 forcing another driver off the circuit. That has just come through for us as well. Of course, that was yesterday that we were witnessing those scenes. A bit of different competition today for him, so we'll see whether that one gets corrected or whether it was something that we missed. Fornaroli there now just trying to stay out of Dino Bogdanovic. This is one of those races where you cannot afford to get comfortable, and Leonardo Fornaroli said after his win yesterday that he couldn't get comfortable because it could all change around, and this is exactly the reason why. He's got front wing damage, he's in P10, and Ollie Goethe meanwhile is putting the pressure on Luke Browning for the lead.
Yeah, Browning's down to go defensive here, but he's got no DRS, so it's all about which way you move. Down to the red of Filio. Gertz is going to go around the outside and breezes through. The DRS just too powerful as they come through. They're on the ultra soft tyres, remember. We're going to have split strategies. Anyone on ultra softs expect to pit around about lap 6 to lap 10. As off the track again, was that Fornaroli for a second time? I think it was. Yes, it is. That front wing damage is costing him dearly. And now Brian is trying to go back round the outside of Ollie Goethe down to Dalla Roccia. There's gravel, there's debris, there's everything around this circuit, and I can't wait to see what Formula 1 or even, Omi, you've got the Porsches soon.
Yeah, absolutely. A three-way championship fight going on in that. Let's take it back to the race start. Let's take it to Kushmani, not getting off the line very well indeed, because immediately he was past as Stanek went up through him, and then it's Ollie Goethe who's just going to find the momentum. Red Bull Jr. splattered all over the place at that race start. Goethe's going to get the momentum all the way around the outside. The outside line turns into the inside. He's able to then just muscle his way past Stanek, who then has to try and get on the power after being forced onto the curb. That gives Dirksen the momentum, and then Dirksen's able to have a drag race, one wheel to wheel, through the Curva Grande as well, flat through that part of the circuit. It was very close to contact, and then this is the moment where it got really, really tense, as also Lindblad wanted a way through as well, but they just about made their way through an end plate going flying, and this was it from Alex Dunn as he got off the line.
Yeah, got a great getaway, pulls the inside line, gets out of Kushmani's way, gets forced off the track, goes through the gravel, and loses a handful of places.
Miney, force me out.
I think, to be honest, Miney there is just react.
I don't think Alex Button was right. Miney had nowhere to go. He's reacting to what's happening around him, and he got forced off as well. It wasn't his fault that Dunn was there on the inside line. This, however, I don't know. That, to me, is harsh from Lindblad, but he did jump the curb as well. So that one's a bit of 50-50 for me. Oh,
yeah,
and the camera's gone again.
Yeah, camera's gone. Not lasting, is it? Right, this was Fornaroli then. This is where he's going to get the front wing damage up against Victor Martins, two Formula 3 champions of the past, running wheel to wheel, and the end plate flying off the car for the Invicta driver, who's had quite a chaotic race start. This was now the move that he attempted all the way around the outside, never going to work, and then they came to contact again a lap later at the second chicane, where he had to rejoin, and also then lost out to the damned Lucas Oil car of Jack Crawford, the American, moving on by and moving on through, but at 6/10 of a second, Goethe and Browning out in front. Fornaroli has now lost a place to Beganovic, who has taken P10.
So Goethe by 7/10 of a second to Browning, then Stanek, Dirksen, Dunn, Lindblad, Martins, Marty, then, hang on a minute, that's lap change of this time by. Martins got back ahead of Maney this time back. This is all changing every sector here with the DRS flicking around. So we'll wait for the current order to be confirmed on your timing screens before going through them. Look at Goethe just holding off the race lead here. But those who had the Ultra Softs, they're going to start now dying quite quickly. Those on the soft tyres are going to have the advantage late on to this race. But it's a 30-lap run only. This is going to be insane. As we saw last year, it was difficult for the tyres to make the full distance as Montoya makes a move on Mega 2 from the inside line.
Does so indeed, and gets that one sticked as well up the inside and able to get that place 4/10 of a second out in front. So doing well at the moment is Browning as he tries to close in, and Victor Martins also just has set the fastest lap.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're starting to talk about. The tyre wear will become a factor. Rita Miata passes John Bennett, and oh, hang on, Miata I think has cut the corner there. Yeah, Miata's got off at the chicane, so he's got now down to 20th place. Run off of Dalla Roggia has taken that escape road. As the marshals are watching on, a little bit more dust being kicked up in the air down towards Ascari. It's quite a hard factor to tell. Goethe says box, box. So race leaders coming in lap 6 only straight away to get off those Ultra Softs, but that's 24 laps on the soft compound tyres. Wow.
Absolutely, it has been indeed, as we make our way around the final corner and straight away into the pit lane. Going on is Browning, going on is Stanek, and Stanek is actually very close to the race lead out there on the circuit. They've both got DRS at the moment as well, so it would have to be a dive bomb from this point onwards.
He's looking for it! Not in Loreto Filio! That, if Browning didn't have DRS there, Stanek would have got through easy. Oh, don't do an unsafe release. Stanek had to get held as Crawford was coming down the pit lane as well at the wrong time. So that hasn't worked out. They're trying to do the undercut and get back ahead of everybody else who's on those Ultra Soft tyres into the braking zone. Well, these two are on Ultra Softs as well, Browning and Stanek. And Stanek says his tyres are fine, so he's doing amazingly out there. Lindblad does a 1:34.087 despite being front wing damage.
Absolutely wild start then as well in the opening laps, and then things starting to settle down now because of course they're getting ready for that pit stop fee They're getting ready for the strategy phase, so you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure that you make these tyres last as well. But yes, we've had Goethe who has reacted and has come in, and you could definitely have a go at just going longer and seeing what sort of grip have you got. Utilize all of the super soft rubber and then put focus, put full attention on later on as well with a longer stint. So it's going to be fascinating to see how the drivers and teams play this at the moment.
Yep, catching is one thing, passing is quite another, as Browning leads this race. Stanek in second, Durtskin third, but how long is that going to stay? Now, for the first time, Stanek has DRS without Browning to defend as he goes down the start-finish straight towards the Retafilio. DRS snapshot. Stanek can't get it on the outside. They both lock up, and the Retafilio for Browning is so much slower at the exit as well. You're practically wanting to push the cars through. It's so difficult at this point. And into the pits comes for sure, and Megatuniv all coming down pit road. So everyone watching on, the FIA keeping an eye out what's been happening down there. Let's take a look at our start camera here at Monza. That is Goethe jumping ahead of Verschoor and Megatuniv. So at the moment, Goethe has got that net lead, but he is 20 seconds behind the rest of the field in no man's land at the moment. And look at that, Crawford. Is he going to get out just ahead? He's side by side. That's going to be contact, and it is contact. There's a wing damage coming in as well for Richard Verschoor. As Dunn gets ahead of Durtskin, and Lindblad. Oh, big one there! Off into the barrier. Safety cars out immediately. Alexander Dunn, rear left suspension was already broken as he slammed into the wall. That's down into Ascari at turn 9.
Wow. I wonder whether they were trying to go 3 wide or something down there, because it was always going to be close, but I could see that they were very close together. So I wonder what's that for.
Sorry to cut across, but this kills Goethe. This absolutely kills Goethe, because everybody now can make their pit stop onto the safety car, and they're all diving in. So Ollie Goethe tried the undercut, and it's gone away from him. Oh, the pit lane is so busy. Everybody's diving in on me. Every single car in this race is into the pit lane.
Oh god, teams with double stacks at the moment. It's going to get very messy in a few moments as more of them stack in. But yes, the race completely falling away, and that is how it can be in Formula 2. It can fade away exactly in that way. Martin's trying to get his foot down. He'll do so. And that will be, yeah, there's plenty of them. And here's Goethe looking at the horrible sights as the leaders exit the pit lane.
I'd love to know if we had a team radio on that front, because look, there they all are, going right through. And he will come back in this race, I think, in about 11th position, maybe 12th. Goethe goes 9th. Oh, it should have been the race lead, and your heart breaks. I feel sorry for Crawford as well, and for Verschoor and Megatuniv. They literally just made their pit stops and the safety car came out. Well, this go on a minute. This changes the complexion completely.
Yeah, it does with the race, it does with the championship, because Browning with a good advantage now as well. Man who came into this weekend P4 in our points battle, and now he still finds himself P4 with 126 points to his name, able to get one yesterday as well, thanks to a P8. But we will hope that Alex Dunn is okay after that incident, and we will then hopefully be able to check in with a replay, because I think it was very close in those battles. So I wonder what did go on in that. So yes, once we have that available, we'll definitely be able to talk you through that one as well.
So the safety car is out, the race is neutralised, and everybody's made their mandatory pit stop to the alternative compound. So that is Browning. Let's take a look at it. This is on board with Arvid Lindblad. I think you're right, I mean, I think it was 3 wide, because that's Durtskin going wide, and I'll hand it to you.
Absolutely. So they're going side by side. Is Lindblad going to now try and attack? Okay, so Dunn's going to get through. So is it going to be Dunn on his own, or is it going to be Lindblad into the back? Oh, Lindblad's going to have a huge lockup and rear-end Dunn.
And that's why Lindblad had front wing damage coming into the pit lane. So he's just misjudged his braking zone. even before it, and that's a scary accident for Alexander Dunn.
Just crashed straight into the back of me.
He's okay, that's the great thing. Yeah, that's not Dunn's fault, that's not Durska's fault, that's completely on Lindblad. Double lock-up, just slammed on the brakes, and the marshals just get out of the way in time.
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily getting out of the way, as you mentioned. But yeah, that was Lindblad, of course. Unfortunately, that will go down as his fault. It's just the way it goes when he has a car straight to the left, and also the braking capacity not as good with the car in front. So it meant that there was a lock-up, and it meant he was straight into the back. So yeah, that will be a penalty heading his way. Grid penalty most likely for next race if he finishes this race. A time penalty as well. It looks like he will finish this race. He's got that front wing damage, but he's just going to hope. He's going to try and muster that front wing damage all the way to the flag and see whether he can take anything out of this race. But yeah, judging by what we've seen previously, that will be a penalty. So it'll most likely mean that this race will just be a written off race realistically for him, as he'll most likely have to drop out of the top 10 when that penalty is applied. And there we go, 10-second for Arvid Lindblad, causing a collision.
Yep, just all goes through. So we'll now just wait to see what's going to happen next. Hold the field together again, but we're behind the safety car, which is in this time by. So the safety car is in this time by. That's very quick to get that car out of the way, but everyone's done. Well done to the marshals. Everyone's now on the soft compound tyre, so everyone started this race on the ultra softs, and everyone's gone to the softs. So we've now just basically got a sprint race for 20 laps, straight to the end. Wow.
Basically, dude, just doing what we did yesterday, basically. Just doing what we did yesterday as well. Everyone's changed the tyres, and now we race all the way until the checkered flag and see what happens in between. It'll be Browning, standing with Dirksen. Dirksen has moved up 4 places from where he started the race, so he's going to give himself a good opportunity. And Montoya's also moved up 9, so has Villa Gomez, and so has Mini. They've also gained a lot.
Ready to go, restarting. And look at Lindblad's front wing. It's still damaged. They haven't even bothered to repair it. That is super, super dangerous from Campos. I'm surprised they haven't been given the meatball flag yet, as we're going to get ready to go back running. But when are they going to drop the... Oh, and off the track! It's happened again, I just said yesterday! Go on, Montoya! Montoya gets hit on the back as well. And that was by Cordeal. Yellow flag's out. Browning's backed the pack up just like Schumacher did back in 2000. And I was saying yesterday about how Button went off, and it was a Constantino effect. We're going back to racing, but I wouldn't be surprised if Browning gets a penalty for that, because it was way, way too slow. And now down towards the Rettifilio. We've got everyone diving left and right. The yellow flags are still out. Down into the braking zone once more. Lindblad's going to come in like a bat out of hell. Bang! And wipes out Roman Stanek. And I'm sorry, and we've got more drama. There's another one round in the middle of the field. And this'll have to be, I'm sorry, but that needs to be a race ban for Arvid Lindblad. That really does. That's 2 stupid manoeuvres in a row. That is ridiculous. Safety car's coming back out, by the way. Oh, Omi, I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous from Lindblad. He had a damaged front wing, and he's done it again. It's wiped out Stanek.
Absolutely done it again. Don't know why they let him even continue in that way as well. So that'll be a safety car. There we go. And yes, that is going to be Martin's in trouble. And back to the safety car we go once more. But my word, yeah, that will definitely have to be a big punishment for Lindblad, as Stanek has got himself the car stopped at the moment. So he also finds himself, unfortunately, out of the contest as well. Wiped out by Lindblad. Shields has been able to get himself back to the pit lane.
This is the guy, by the way, that was supposed to be in the Red Bull seat this year. Everyone's saying, oh, they're going to promote him straight in, they're going to promote him straight in, he's so good, he's so good. Really? He's 17 years old, just about to turn 18. And that's the most stupidest manoeuvre I have ever seen in my life. He rear-ended Alexander Dunn because he mistimed his braking. He's got a damaged front wing. And he thought the best thing to do would be a dive bomb manoeuvre into turn 1, and with no stability underneath him. I mean, look, and this was stupid from Luke Browning as well. This deserves a race interruption. Look, because everyone's backing up, off goes Clarence Shields, and then we see Cordeal just run into the back of Montoya. That's all because Browning backed the pack up too much. It comes to something when Formula 3 had a better race than the Formula 2 guys. This is stupid. And look, here comes Lindblad like a bat out of hell and completely sideswipes Roman Stanek. I'm furious. Really furious. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, conversations will definitely need to be had. It really does look like everyone who's getting F1 chances and then just has a bad moment like this, like Dunn involved in incidents so many times as well. Even if you go back to the one at Monaco, then Lindblad now as well, after all of the talk, comes in like Valtteri Bottas.
They don't work.
No, don't blame your brakes, you muppet. Blame the fact that you have got a damaged front wing, you threw it up the inside, you didn't brake, and then when you did brake, you braked too hard, panicked, and locked both sides up. I'm not taking that, I'm sorry. This is Victor Martins. Now, how did he get spun round? So he sees all the melee, and he's going to get punted up the back. That was by Gabriel Mini? Yes, it was, yeah. Mini hits him round. Let's take another look at it from this angle. Oh!
I'm sorry, guys. Out of our control.
Well,
That's a shame. I mean, that's a real shame.
Absolutely. And also, the FIA, don't know why they didn't give the black and orange flag. It's like, it's like the car is damaged. I don't know why they decided not to do that. It would have definitely been a clever decision in this case, but a clever decision they decided not to make. So not the most clever thing, I think it is fair to say. But yeah, Victor Martins always also getting unlucky. Same applies to Stanek today, as Lindblad comes in for that front wing change. Finally they do deem it right for the change to happen as well after that moment. And yes, definitely not one of the proudest days for Lindblad's career, I think it is fair to say as well, which realistically I can't remember anything he's ever done like really today. Even if we ignore the latest one, just go back to the first, he's not really been a driver that has been involved, but today's just not been his day. I think he's woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I think it is fair to say. That's not what we usually see from Arvid, and yeah, he will definitely learn and hopefully progress on as well from the 2 weeks that we'll have until Baku.
I don't know what the hell just fell in the commentary box. We made an almighty bat. I felt that. Something fell over and I don't know what it was.
I have to say, Villagomez is third at the moment.
Yes.
He is P3 at the moment, and he's trying to get himself to podium, or what was the second podium in the Formula 2 Championship. We managed to get one earlier on in the season in our crazy race that we had at Barcelona. That was in the sprint race there, and I think understandably so, and I think the correct decision to just have Lindblad out of this race, even if he could continue.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get him out. Otherwise, he's not going to be in the right mindset to continue on. Safety cars coming in this time by. Let's take another look at it. This is on board Browning.
Oh, he'll be lucky. Oh, he would have been fearing at that moment. Oh, but it all happens behind him. All happened behind him. Literally like 2021. It was, in that scenario, Hamilton got away, and everything just happened in behind as well. But yes, Mini and Martins are side by side, and then Mini's going to go into Martins and spin him round, and Villagomez will avoid it all and be able to take that position. Safety cars, and so let's get ready to go racing again.
Now, is Luke Browning going to do this again, or has he been warned not to do this? Is he going to back the pack up ridiculously and cause the Constantino effect? This is the Max Verstappen approach, by the way. This is why Max Verstappen needs a talking to, because he backs the pack up like crazy. The juniors see it and go, oh, what a great idea, I'll do it. And it causes problems. The green flag is back out. Browning's still backing them up. Still, they should make the order. It should be single file restarts, not this Constantino we've got going on right now. Out of the last corner, Browning kicks the accelerator mid corner. We're racing again here at Monza. Who's going to have the run? down to the Retafilio. No DRS, remember. Durskin looks very feisty indeed. Maybe Browning didn't get the restart he wanted. Meantime, further back, Gabriel Mini's going to go for it, but Durskin pulls to the outside line. Crawford knows he can't really attack. Durskin's going to push him as much as he can. Down to the braking zone once more. Everyone going to get through this time by. There's a lockup for the back. No! Off and big, awesome speed. Bang, bang, and bang. One of the Tridents going around like a bottle top. And it is Sammy Megatuniff who is backwards at the first corner, as now we get to see once more drama. Durskin leads this race, diving to the inside line, trying to find a way through. Jose Maria Martins to come down in towards Dalla Roggia, and that cutting across the circuit. More cars, and Omi, this is just a mess right now. What's going on? And don't tell me we're going to need another safety car. That'll tip it off.
Yeah, we've not reached half-race distance yet, but they're all still going for it. Rashaw just ahead of Miata at the moment. Miata trying to fight back as well as they stand
Safety
on the power
car!
and make their way towards the Ascari chicane, and the safety car is back out again.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe this is our third safety car. Guys, you're being embarrassed by the Formula 3 lot. They had an awesome 2 races. And Omi, it's just like at Spa. It's exactly like, and that's Megatuniff backwards, by the way. It's just like Spa, where Formula 3 delivered some fantastic racing. And Formula 2, it's amateur time.
Absolutely. Crazy racing and crazy moments as well, like we had 1 year ago, and we find ourselves backwards. The full course safety car that is out as we take a look at a replay of everything that was going on, and we take a look at a replay of what was Joshua Dirksen fighting and roaring his way through into P1, and then it all happened further back, lock up, and then taking a running action, finding his way to the wall, and taking out the boards as well through the chicane at the runoff area.
Oh, there goes our camera again. We are losing so many cameras down there today. Oh, it's just a complete sideswipe and bang.
I'm straight at the attack. We don't know why.
Just completely locked up and did well not to cause a huge accident. He's broken rear suspension, so that's why he couldn't get going after he hit the wall. So Megatuniff was always going to be out of the race with the safety car being caught. It's lucky actually he didn't bounce back into the line of fire of the track. That would have been bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think what we would have been fearing once we saw that car go round. This was Montoya then, absolutely trying to go for it with Mini, his teammate, to the side, and it's going to be really tied into this first turn as they got on the brakes as well. And oh, we're going to get a bit of contact. Montoya running into the back of Ollie Gerther. That would have been directly in front of him.
Hit me behind. Someone hit me behind there. It was like a corner.
Yep, Gerther knew it.
Yeah, and he's a driver who'll be driving with frustration surely as well. After what happened, what seems like hours ago now. That pit stop. That pit stop phase, the first safety car that we got, with Din finding his way into the barriers as well. And yes, it has been some morning. Let's hope actually F1 actually delivers something. It would be crazy going from this to just a bit of a quiet snooze fest.
Yeah, that would not be good as me and Megan are the only ones in comms today as well, so we'll be desperately trying to find things to talk about. Plugs mentioned a great point here. This is our 6th safety car today in Monza, and it's not even 10 AM yet in the UK, or even half of 10 over there in Monza. Porsches are going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Considering they had to red flag the session because of how much gravel they were bringing on the circuit yesterday, I think it will be quite interesting as well.
We have a backup, by the way, for that, just in case JG's not here.
Lovely.
I would produce the coverage, and I would do Moto 3 upstairs. So Megan would come here and produce. I'd go and do the others. So do not worry.
Do we still have track audio?
Yes, yes.
Are you not able to feed it to the Discord then?
Well, I did that yesterday, do you remember?
Yeah. I mean, if we could get it working, then I can do it myself because I feel like the audio would be better that way.
Well, when I left you at Formula 2 yesterday, did you not hear the track noise? Because I didn't put it on.
No, didn't hear it.
Did you? Have you got the JB Motorsports thing muted?
No?
Is the camera
I guess we
working,
can
by the
test
way?
it.
Yeah.
I guess we can test it after this. Yeah, the camera is working.
It's still loading for me, it's not working.
Oh. Brilliant.
So,
Browning would... Yeah, Browning would move up to second place in the championship.
Here we go again then. It's just more safety car drama here. Safety car is ending, but they're not getting them out of the way. When are you going to head back to green flag running then?
Yep. There we go. Calm before the storm again. This time it's Dirksen in charge of how this one runs. So Brandon will have to react to whatever Josh does as well. And what will Josh do is the question. Let's find out as we're about to get going.
Not what Browning did in the last couple. He's still backing the pack up though. Oh, these drivers, they get on my nerves. He's gone early though. Dirksen's gone really early on the run in towards the parabolica. Has that caught Browning by surprise? Let's find out. Once again today, we go back to green flag running. Oh, look at this. It's Weave City down there. The snake train heads down towards the Retafilio. Gabriel Mini's under pressure from Ollie Goethe. Kushmani's got ahead of Max Esterson. Up the inside. Oh, and off the track goes Forlaroli. Forlaroli straight on through the chicane bollards. So he's come back behind Jose Maria Marti alongside Jack Crawford. Crawford will slip back ahead as now Marti tries to go around the outside of Rafael Villagomez. He cuts to the back, tries to loop it in towards Dalla Roggia. Hasn't worked out the way we thought it would, Amy, but this is an amazing run.
Absolutely amazing run indeed as they make their way through into Lismo 1 then. And Pepe Marti trying to get through on Villagomez, who has got that third position at the moment. So it's Dirksen, Browning and Villagomez, our top three. And what a crazy race it is turning out to be as Gabriele Mini then will try and look to see whether there's an opportunity to get past Leonardo Fornaroli as well. That's the two Italian drivers going side by side after their battle here 1 year ago for the Formula 3 Championship.
Through we go at Ascari. Dirksen, Browning, Villagomez, Marti, Crawford, Forlaroli, Mini, Goethe, Montoya, Bogdanovich, the top 10 at the moment, but for how long for? Because Crawford is lining up the back of Jose Maria Marti. He's trying to look on the inside line. Later the brakes, that's going to give Forlaroli the little bit of the run. Coming out of the parabolic. DRS is now activated, so the drivers will have that detection point coming across the line, and they will have a chance to use it. Slipstream battle down towards turn number 1 once more, and we're on board with Leonardo Forlaroli. He's going to dive to the inside, now goes to the outside. He's trying to find a way through. Crawford just put the car dead centre of the circuit, and it's such a short, narrow track, I mean, it's hard to overtake at.
It absolutely is so tricky to overtake as well if we go down into that first chicane, if you are not already alongside. So then you have to get inventive, then you have to try and do something later on in the lap as well. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Crawford just having to react and defend. If he can do that at every part of the circuit, he should be able to maintain that position, maintaining the 1 second as well to the car in front. So important at the same time, as we've already mentioned to you, because of how powerful the DRS is. So you could be very vulnerable if you don't get some good exits. Talking about not a good exit, that was Crawford, who is now going to be once again under a bit of pressure next time by. When we do get down the start finish straight, they'll have DRS to use. They had it towards Ascari just now, and Browning, that allowed him to get to 3/10. If he can maintain that margin, he's going to get a chance to attack.
Maney then is up into 13th position as we now cut to the front once more. Dirksen holding off Browning by 0.3 of a second. Villagomez moving under braking at turn 1 has been noted by the stewards. We'll see if that gets an investigation, as now we get the DRS trains starting to be pulled into effect. Down across we go then. Are we going to get anything down towards the Retafilio? Look at the speed that Browning is pulling in on Durskin, who's diving to the inside line to go defensive. Round the outside into turn 1 goes Browning, laying the brakes. He's got the move done before even the Retafilio comes into a frame as Crawford stays ahead of Forlaroli.
Nice stuff then as they went battling as well. Not for long though. Browning immediately able to make up for the position that he lost earlier on the safety car restart. That was the battle for the lead. What about the battle for third? What about the battle as well further back for fifth?
Forlaroli's going around the outside of Crawford, coming down to the Dalla Rocha chicane. He's going to get forced out wide. He's not careful, has to back out of it. Gabriel Mini senses an opportunity to try and come back through as they head in towards Lesmo 1 and 2. The double right-handers coming back onto the straight that leads us under the banking towards Sky. This is Mini's radio.
Fornaroli struggling with the front wing to brake late, so confidence, be aggressive with him.
Go for it, basically, as Mini's going to attack with the DRS under the banking towards Ascari. You don't really see many moves down here. It's an interesting zone for the DRS. I would have put it personally in the Parabolica, but the stewards, you know, yeah, they don't want to like. I would have given them 3 DRS zones. That would have been fun. Marty's trying to have a go now, but the long straight towards Parabolica. This feels like a missed opportunity, Amy, for an overtaking spot.
Absolutely, especially Formula 1. It could do with an extra DRS though, but it does also feel quite useless, the DRS as well at Monza. With how it works for Formula 1, Formula 2 and Formula 3, they're still able to have the overspeed as well. As Fornaroli, then he's going to have a big opportunity now. We have Browning weaving, but look further back to Fornaroli attacking Jack Crawford in towards the first turn.
Yeah, Fornaroli's going around the outside. He shuts the door. Crawford tries to do the old switch back around the outside. Fornaroli's got him covered into the Retafilio at turn 1. Bogdanovic has gone around the outside of Sebastian Montoya and makes her way up into 9th position with Montoya now in 10th, and he's under attack again from Richard Forshaw, who got caught out by that safety car, the first safety car on lap 7 of the race as Alexander Dunn flew into the barrier. Is Forshaw get ahead there? He's going to try and go on the outside of Montoya. It's going to be very tight to contact. They just give each other enough room, and Forshaw moves into 10th position ahead of Montoya and into the points. Fabulous racing here.
Absolutely, and JT is alive, by the way. Yes. He is alive at the moment as well, luckily, as this Formula 2 race continues then, and we finally get some running to remember. Victor Martins, meanwhile, is just going to be looking on with the rest of us. He's had to watch a lot of races at Monza that he should have been participating in, even if we go back to what he's had before in Formula 3. As well, so yeah, it has been quite eventful for Victor Martins. Meanwhile, Dino Beganovic is going to try and make Parabolic an overtaking spot.
Up the inside, go on my son, keep your foot in it, and he's done it! Fabulous move from Dino Beganovic in the high-tech. Can only Goethe try and get back because he'll have the DRS detection and activation down towards turn number 1. I'm keeping my eyes peeled at the back to see if that's going to be a factor, but we're focusing on the front as Browning leads. As always, the TV direction this weekend is not the greatest, as now on the inside, that again sees Beganovic get passed by Goethe around the outside. So the second DRS, unfortunately, wasn't great.
Wasn't great indeed at the moment as they continue to make their way through. Now you're gaining on your right with Beganovic getting closer and closer, and he's going to try and fight her way through. He'll have to be to the outside line as they head towards the second chicane. Is he going to be brave enough? He's going to back out of that one. Of course, the Ferrari back driver in, of course, Ferrari's home race here. So always special for him to be racing around this place for sure, with MP Motorsport watching a battle directly in front of him as well. That is Beganovic still trying to get past Goethe, but Lismo 2 and Lismo 1 is not where you overtake. Ascari is risky as well, but if you can get the speed, if you can be brave, we've already seen Beganovic be brave. He'll have to be even brave if he is to try and do it now. He's going to be forced around the outside.
Is he going to do it? Yes, he can! Beganovic around the outside into Ascari. You are never, ever seeing such a weird atmosphere as we've got as well Claran, who's listening from Parabolica. Well, they're coming down towards you now, my friend, as well as they scheme through down towards the exit, towards turn number 1. So if you are listening to us from trackside, well, I hope you're enjoying a cracking fantastic Formula 2 race. Browning leads across the line, Durtskin second, Villagomez third. As now we see Gabriel Mini left and right trying to go around the outside of Crawford into the braking zone. Late on the brakes, off the track though, further up the circuit has gone Jose Maria Marti, and in turn Mini went off the track trying to pass Crawford. Hasn't worked out, they're still side by side. Mini backs in behind Crawford coming to Curta Grande.
Wow, brilliant Formula 2 stuff again. And guess what? It's going to continue a few meters on because Mini's going to try and fight back up against Crawford. That'll be the inside line further back. Vashor's trying to make an overtake as well on Gertha. And that was the MP Motorsport drivers close, but no way through for Vashor. And still he is stuck in behind as they make their way down into Lismo 1 as well. And then through Lismo 2. And then the chance comes as they run down the back straight. This was Pepe Marti then, and an attempt all the way around the outside, which led him to cutting the chicane at the opening corner of the circuit as he fought with Villagomez.
Is he going to argue that Villagomez should have given him some space there? Because he didn't force him off the track. There was no room between the two. I think
it's a racing driver, so I would have probably assumed that they would argue everything.
Marty, no further investigation for moving under braking at turn 1. So he's basically, I was just saying, is Villagomez done the same thing, but Marty was already being looked at for moving under braking on the previous run around. Lindblad's in, well, hang on a minute. Lindblad apparently has come back into the pits even though he's out of the race, so his transponder's activated again.
Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. As we see Mini haul himself closer and closer again.
Outside line, oh, he's done it before even the braking zone. That's fantastic. So Mini moves ahead of Crawford. This race now starting to feel like it's going to be to the end, which doesn't really surprise me, but it's just like the Formula 3 this morning. Safety car after safety car, then a sprint.
Yes, absolutely. A sprint all the way to the end as well at the moment as they make their way through the second chicane. Villagomez is moving under braking is what Pepe Marti is reporting. We've been discussing about everything within that over the last few minutes as well, and we currently find ourselves with a scenario in this race where Jackson is 7.5 tenths away from Browning, so it's looking close, looking good, but you'll have to be a lot more close if you want to try and have the overspeed to make the move.
Oh, and on the inside, Villagomez. Sorry, on the inside, that's Bogdanovic trying to have a move on Crawford down at the Ascari. Can't get through this time, but Bogdanovic is just on fire. He's really closing his head down towards the Parabolica once more. Maybe a little look on the inside line, past the grandstands. Still, come on, get on the traction, take a tight line, try not to get caught in the dirty air until you get the DRS activation. There's the detection, 3, 2, 1, there's the activation. You pull to the outside line, and he's got clean air. I mean, it should be a simple move, and it is.
Absolutely, simple move. What about for Vashor as well? He's been trying to get past his teammate for a while. Will come up the inside line, and MP Motorsport will be watching on, hoping that the two don't make contact, and Vashor still can't get by. What about a drag through Curva Grande as he gets closer in the toe, trying to pull out to the outside line? We had contact here yesterday. He'll have to be to the second chicane. He'll have to be brave and bold from Vashor. Let's see whether it is.
Down on the brakes. Vashor doesn't want to hit a fellow Red Bull driver in the academy, because then they tend to get a little bit angry about that, but still looking good. Well, for sure, you left the Red Bull Academy last year, didn't you, actually, thinking about it? But he's trying to get back in and try and find the academy. Where's he ended up this year? He's in
nowhere. He's just driving.
Yeah. He was in talks with Sauber, which becomes the Audi Driver Academy next year. Interesting side note about Sauber, by the way. They say goodbye to their motorhome today that they've had since 2006.
Yeah. Oh yes, and Vashor's been talking with Zach Brown as well about sign him up. Yes, as well. Even if that's for like a WEC thing or something in the future. It's good to have those connections as well.
Well, it's Zach Brown. He hires every driver under the sun. I mean, I think it was what, end of 23, start of 24. He had 15 drivers under contract for an F1 seat. No joke.
Yeah. And that's just the Zach Brown way. So an easy way to get in as well. And Red Bull have also made a signing of Kolnagi, who will be in Formula 3 next year as well. And we've got Dries van Langendonk, who basically turned 15. He turned 15, so he was allowed to race in British F4, and then he basically won a day after. So he'll probably forever be the youngest ever British F4 winner, because his win basically came 15 years and 1 day. So he's a talent that McLaren have got, and I mean, if he's already doing that, then he definitely got a future in these levels, and hopefully in Formula 1 as well.
Cordia's been noted for an unsafe release. As you take a look to Alexander Dunn, who goes to the Road and Motorsport squad and says, well, what happened there? It wasn't my fault. Yeah, it wasn't. That was very unfair. But he's got IndyCar written all over him, Alexander Dunn. I know everyone says, oh, Formula 1 might be an option for him, but I see IndyCar. That's where I see him in the future. As an Indy 500 winner as well. He's got something about him. As we now get on the running down towards the Parabolica, we rejoin the battle between Gabriel Mini and Dino Bogdanovic in 6th and 7th positions. Lap 25 of 30. Just coming up then to lap 26. They are motoring the laps now. 133s we're doing here at Monza. Browning has the fastest lap, our race leader, from lap 19, a 133.428, but he's just set the fastest third sector of anybody, 31.5. It's a stunning race, this one. And is Bogdanovic going to go on the inside of Gabriel Mini down into the Rettifilio? He late on the brakes with the DRS advantage and sneaks back through the rear, steps out of the exit, but he has now made his way up into 6th position. Mini down to 7th. We ride with Verschoor, who's in 9th, as he chases after Crawford, who's in 8th.
Absolutely, sprinting on all the way to the end of this race. And at the moment, looks like it will be a race which is being fought down to the end of it. Dirksen will need to try and handle this one well and give himself a good opportunity of getting past Browning. It'll all be about sticking within that 1 second, but not only that, you need to get much more closer as well. You need to have a few laps of pushing basically to just get on with this and then do all he can from that point onwards.
Here we go once more then. Just continually changing the narrative, changing the action. This is how crazy this whole battle has been, as Montoya and Bennett has been noted leaving the track and gaining an advantage. So that's something that they've got to deal with then on the timing monitors as we come through. How many times have we said today catching is one thing, passing is quite another? How many times have we meant it? This race has been absolutely insane. Up to 11? Yeah, really, really has.
Here we go. More moves, I guess, as we've not had enough of them today, by the looks of things. As he's gonna try and make the move. That's for sure up against Crawford. So that is an important overtake going on there. And it's going to be a big lockup coming into play as Montoya took a warning action. Goethe went straight on by, and he'll have to rejoin, and he will continue on.
Yep, unfortunately, that's just a slam dunk out maneuver. They'll have to readjust that as they go. Still into turn at the Dalaroja chicane, and that's 2 positions lost. Montoya and Bennett go ahead of Ollie Goethe, who's dropped down now to 12th position. Maney's right there as well to try and sling back through. This is Montoya's on board down at the first corner. Just pulls it around the outside, lay to the brakes, locked up, and Montoya did well not to take a front wing off there and to keep position. Well done, Sebastian Montoya.
Yeah, nice stuff, tidy stuff as well from him. And then he was always going to get the momentum with Goethe rejoining the road. Used the momentum, sent around the outside, and it turned out he wasn't the only one as well. Coming for company was Bennett as he took that position. Back to live pictures, back to overtaking we go, and this is going to be Pepe Marti, who is on the back of Villagomez. Villagomez with the 1 second. Pepe Marti, though, with the stronger toe, though, as he's really close onto the back of Villagomez. So Pepe Marti will start to get impatient and will realise that he has to make a move very, very shortly.
He's going for it on the inside line. Contact! Well, didn't see that coming, did we? Marti will go through, but he whacked Villagomez off the circuit to do it. Now, will he have to get the place back? I don't know. Deemed to cause a collision. Goethe since the pits, by the way. I think yes. Goethe gets going on a scrub. Well, that's the original set of Ultra Softs he's gone back onto. So even more scrubbed. Yeah, he's forced him off the track there. I'd say Marty has to give the place back to Villagomez there. I mean, it's been 50-50 between the two, but what do you think, Omi?
Yeah, I think they definitely could be that way as well. We'll see what the stewards do. We'll see what the team think. But yeah, Villagomez and Van Amersfoort will be definitely after that scenario taking place, considering they would love to get on the podium with Villagomez for the second time this season, and this time it would be in a feature race. This time it would help his championship quite a bit. He would progress his way up from 17th, which he came into this weekend, and 15 points would be so helpful for him to bolt himself forward as well, and definitely add something to celebrate from other than that sprint podium earlier on in the campaign. Right, this is Fornaroli then, with Dino Beganovic closing himself in as well to this battle as we come over the line then.
Let's not forget the reason the race is starting to quieten down just a bit is because everyone's been on these tyres since lap 7 when the safety car came out. And yes, we've had the periods of 3 other safety cars, but they've been running non-stop, so they will start to enter their degradation phase as Fornaroli brakes hard into Rettifilio. Right behind him is Beganovic as Montoya gets ahead of Crawford before turn 1.
Absolutely. He does indeed, so that's a switch of position that has come in as the drivers make their way onto what will be the penultimate lap of this race as well. Fastest lap heading the way of Beganovic as well. He would love to get extra points from what would have been a big disappointment yesterday, and Fornaroli over the road there.
Yep, cut the corner down in Dalla Roggia, and that's going to give the advantage back to Beganovic. Now jump him as well, as no further investigation from Montoya and Bennett for the Dalla Roggia track limits of leaving and gaining an advantage. It will be last lap next time by. Always trust Monza to actually get some racing in. It's one of the fastest circuits on the calendar. Comically, actually, I mean, here in Spa, the races get done really quick.
They do, yeah, very quick races around this place. And even that Formula 3, we thought it would definitely end on the time. We saw I got to the laps just because of how much they sprinted at the end. That is how Monza races, and that's how quick they can actually be.
Same thing here. We're going to end with about 5 minutes on the clock, which is great news for me because we get to hand down to Omi and I'll head off to Moto GP with the Catalan weekend. Last lap the call then for Formula 2 here in Monza, and Marty's all over the back, and Durskin in towards turn 1, Durskin defensive, Marty's going to go late! Oh, how did Durskin avoid that? He had cat-like reactions to avoid the back of Marty, who went straight over the chicane, and now went through the bollards, rejoins in second, will have to give the place back, but Durskin had cat-like reactions, Omi. He darted out of that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Crazy stuff, and now he'll give this one back and just hope he can do something tactical to take this one straight back as well. It'll have to be bold, he'll have to be brave from this point onwards, but he's running very closely to the back of Dirksen. Can he keep it this close through Lismo 1, through Lismo 2, and give himself a chance towards Ascari? What about towards Parabolica? If he's really got the pace, he'll have to go from it for this point onwards.
DRS will be open. Durskin's going to have to go defensive here. Can Marty slip through on the inside line at Ascari? It's the last opportunity to go for it, and Durskin goes defensive. Marty's got wing damage. There's a lock-up behind for Villagomez, but there's no overtaking, and you feel that that is the last opportunity unless it's a drag race to the line. But Luke Browning is so far. Look at the front wing of Marty just dragging along the floor as Durskin, that's moving more than once, Omi. That might be a penalty. You're not allowed to move more than once. Durskin was moving about 5 times, but Luke Browning wins an absolute classic Formula 2 feature race here at Monza. He takes the checkered flag for a superb win. Durskin finishes second, Marty third, Villagomez fourth, Fornaroli 5th, and Beganovic in 6th, Mini 7th, Vachor 8th, Montoya 9th, and 10th for John Bennett from 17th on the grid. What a race, Omi. That was a classic.
That was a classic indeed. Had all of the materials for a classic. Classic is exactly what we got.
Jump up to second in the standings.
Luke Browning, you're a Formula 2 winner. Well done, mate. What a drive. Well done. Yeah, that feels good again. Well done, boys. Exceptional today. Exceptional.
Well, I'll hand over to Omi in just a second. Have you got that website ready for the audio to hand over to the world feed?
I'll get the website.
Yes, you're going to need that because I'll have to nick TV pictures away to go do Moto 3. So I'll wait to over to that. So Fornarelli now leads the championship. Browning has now jumped back to second in the championship standings. So already a fantastic achievement. What a race we've got gearing up. Dirtskin finishes P2. Let's hear from him.
Ah, man! Yeah! Good job!
Yes, guys! This is a proper one. Thanks, guys. Thanks, team. Amazing. Really good job. Proud of you guys. Come on. Very good.
But Dirtskin has been noted for moving under braking at turn 1. Not over yet, then. Wow. Already your side, Amy?
Absolutely.
So let's hear from Martin, and I'll hunt you.
Well done, mate. Well done. P3. Good race, everyone. Good job. Car was quite nice. Good job, everyone.
Okay, let's head down to Amy then for the ending of the show.
Okay, looks like we should be back with me now up here in the commentary box as well for the podium ceremonies as we get ready to conclude what has been a fantastic FIA Formula 2 race. A race that has delivered all of the goods, and that is exactly what we love in motor racing as well. Okay, the podium ceremonies will be happening very, very shortly. First of all, I think it is time to go down and hear from Alex Brundle. You'll have to hear the radio once again, but let's head it to Alex Brundle, Chris McCarthy, and all of the celebrations.
Socials for that one. It was nearly the for the second place on the road. But a brilliant podium.
Yes, 13th to 3rd. How about that?
Well done, mate. Well done. P3. Yes, everyone. Good job. Car was quite nice. Everyone.
We talk about championship with the likes of Alex Dunn not scoring. He's going to close right in on Alex Dunn in the standings as well. And his teammate, of course, as well. They'll swap places, so he's done a really good job for himself there.
Yeah, lovely drive. One of the leading trio with the race.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Alex Brundle, as well as the celebrations now take place. We're just sorting out these systems up here in the commentary box as well. But yeah, the celebrations will definitely be kicking off for those drivers involved as well. Okay, well, first of all, we do have, I'm happy to say, we do have track audio coming our way, so I will unmute so we can go down to some of the celebrations that are taking place down in Parc Ferme as well. Let me just get that enabled for you as well. We've had a little switch, so I'm actually able to get some background track audio for us. Everything that's going on down in Parc Ferme. As Pepe Marti celebrates as well with a P3. Villa Gomez, P4. Some good points for him as well. Luke Browning, though, what a fantastic race. What a fantastic drive from a fantastic driver. That is the absolutely brilliant moments we love in motorsport. As Marty and Browning handshake with each other. Same with Dirksen as well. As they continue on by. We're going to be having post-race interviews, and Vicky Priya will be speaking with our race winner as well. It is time to go down and hear at this exact moment, in a few moments' time, and everything's a little bit delayed for us, so we'll go down and hear from it in a few moments' time as well up here in the commentary box. But yes, what an absolutely fantastic race that was, And that is what we love in FIA Formula 2. Some fantastic racing from start to finish.
And drove it beautifully.
So,
Up to third position.
we're
and
just
made
gonna wait
a
for
couple
it
of
to
really
come.
sharp little moves, didn't he,
The
to
interview in a
get
few
himself
moments'
up
time.
there.
But yeah, fantastic race. A great drive from Luke Browning. A first ever win in the FIA
And pace-wise,
Formula
looked like
2 Championship as well. And when you find yourself winning in that way, it feels special. It feels good. And that is the most important thing. Okay, let's go down and now hear from our drivers who are speaking in Parc Ferme.
First win. I saw you, I catched you, you celebrated like crazy, you must be so happy.
Yeah, it feels like a big one, that, because and almost like redemption from last year. We came here in Formula 3, 6 points off the championship lead, and lost it with contact in the final race. To come here, put it on pole and win it the following year, yeah, feels like a hurdle, even if it's mental. So the guys, High Tech, did a fantastic job today. I love this place, the amount of fans up there.
The race was absolutely chaotic, right? And all those safety cars restarted, the pressure, the accidents. How did you hold the race?
Audio's
Honestly,
cutting.
I think there's a stat, like I've never lost a race from pole. So these kind of pressure situations are for me. I've got that final step that can take it when it's there. Yeah, but that's only extracted in a team like High Tech where they're getting the best out of me. So yeah, support network, Williams, and this is the start of the second half of the season, so let's get it.
You're now second in the championship. What's expected ahead?
Continue good form, and like Formula 2 is, it's so competitive. Just because we had a good weekend this weekend doesn't mean it's going to be easy next weekend. So the competition's so fierce, so to win it like I did today is a big confidence. I'm sure it will be for everyone around.
Thank you, and have fun celebrating.
Thank you.
I don't think that'll be an issue for him, having fun celebrating. Think he'll have quite a lot of fun. Let's head down to the cool down room.
It wasn't. Yeah, perfect, huh? You nailed it. Yeah. I missed it. There was a point in the race, Rafa was flying. Yeah, Rafa was dashing fast, and I was dropped. I was on the edge of the arrest. Yeah, Rafa was super quick. Even yesterday, Rafa. I thought from the mirror it looked like for sure, because they have kind of the same livery right now. I was like black and orange.
Absolutely, and I think that's a fair thing to think in that type of scenario. I think that's very fair as well to think that was the case. They do have similar liveries. Richard Rishaw has driven for that Van Amersfoort team, has taken wins with that Van Amersfoort team. He's come over to what could be his, what should be his final season in Formula 2 to wrap it up and end it on a high as well. At the moment, we have got, a double podium for Joshua Dirksen this weekend, and he'll be loving life as the drivers get welcomed onto this fabled podium, and it will be in third position, Pepe Marti. Marti, a great drive from him, the Campos driver on the podium around this circuit, and he'll be heading into the 2-week break feeling positive, and it will be a double podium this weekend for Paraguay's Joshua Dirksen. What a weekend at the Temple of Speed at Monza. They're third, they're second, but for the first time in FIA Formula 2, our winner is Britain's Luke Browning. After all of the talent he has shown, this is redemption after what happened here 1 year ago in FIA Formula 3. brilliant sight. First victories in Junior Formula Field Special, and that is what Luke Browning will get to experience for the first time. One step away from Formula 1, and he's already been in Formula 1 machinery in FP1s, and this is just helping his case when he's put in performances like this from pole to victory. And he has been quite the talent for Williams. He's been quite the talent for High Tech, who get a trophy from this round of the FIA Formula 2 Championship, our feature race in round 11. Only 3 rounds remain in 2025. We've already ended the Formula 3 season. We are now ending Porsche Super Cup next in about 30 minutes time. But now, for the moment, for Formula 2, we have 2 weeks till Baku, and then a bit of a break before the championship returns for a sprint in Qatar and Abu Dhabi, all the way to crown our champion of season 9. Trophies are put on the ground and the celebrations begin, and you can see, if you are synced up with us, how much it means to Luke Browning, to High Tech, this combination that have worked together in Formula 3, now in Formula 2, and now celebrating on the top step of the podium as the people who've come in nice and early, who love their motor racing, applaud the drivers on that podium. What a podium it is at Monza, and if you get to stand on it, it is quite a special feeling. That feeling is what Luke Browning goes through at the moment, along with Dirksen. A satisfying weekend for him, and a good podium for Pepe Marti as they take the picture after what is one of the great Formula 2 races of the season, and I'm sure we will look back at it as one that has definitely entered Luke Browning well into contention and given him a good advantage. Leonardo Fornaroli leads the championship 174 points, but Luke Browning is chasing him 153. Vershaw in third at 144. Crawford is on 137 in fourth, and then it's Alex Dunn on 127. He finds himself 5th place in the points battle. Here are your results from the feature race. Luke Browning emerged victorious, and it was Joshua Dirksen who took 2 podiums from Monza's round. Pepe Marti took 3rd. Villa Gomez was disappointed to miss out on P3, but he ends in 4th. Then it's Fornaroli in 5th. Dino Beganovic in 6th. Then Gabriele Mini on his home race in 7th. And then came Vershaw, Montoya and Bennett rounding out our top 10. In 11th there was Dams, Lucas Oil's Jack Crawford. Directly in behind it was his teammate in P12 of Kushmani. Then it was Cordeal, Miata, Esterson, Goethe, and our retirements, our long list of retirements: Sammy Megatunes, Victor Martins, Arvid Lindblad, Roman Stanek, Kian Shields, and Alex Dunn, who was sent round on a weekend to forget for the Irishman. Fantastic sounds as the classic cars go round. I mean, they can't be out there too long because we've got the Porsche Super Cup coming up next. My thanks to Joshua Birch for his efforts this weekend, along with the Wild Feed. The FIA Formula 2 Championship has had a great installment in round number 11. 3 rounds remain. It will be off to Baku, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi to crown a champion. Enter Browning into contention. Next up is the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup, a 3-way title finale. Join us then to see who's going to become the champion of that series. But in Formula 2, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.